Right, folks, we're just going to have a bit of a chat with Unky Steve and Auntie Sue now. Some people have been asking us questions. I'll take my glasses off because there's no point in having them on. They've been asking us some questions. I've asked people to send us your questions so that because people out there have got an inquisitive mind. They want to know how you and Sue cope. Yeah, it's like, we've actually had people like said, have they got living home help? How do they wash up? How do they do that? Yeah. And I don't think, like we've said before in the past, people, if you're new to my channel, Unky Steve and I have been doing this for a good, 7 months now?
Oh, it's probably longer than that.
Yeah, we've been doing like guest appearances and
probably
stuff.
nearly a year.
Probably it's got to be a year, isn't it, I suppose? So I don't think people are being rude also when they ask the questions. I've already gone over this, but for my new subscribers, people aren't being rude, they're just being inquisitive. They're just like, it's like how do the other half live? How do you cope? And I think people are just generally interested, Steve.
That's quite understandable. Yeah. So am I. I'm curious.
Yes, you're curious how Sue does everything for you. How she can cope with you.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the case in most husbands and wives. How does the wife cope with the husband?
That's right.
So I think last time, Steve, we spoke about you when you were at school and how
you brought it up to doing a bit of stuff for Paddy Toy, who used to make all the action men and the toys and all the rest of it.
Yeah. So people have asked as to how things about Braille.
Yeah.
Would you prefer more Braille on stuff? And
that
things
was
like
Sarah.
that?
Sarah wanted to know about the Braille on products. The answer, Sarah, is the more the merrier. It is getting better over the years. I don't suppose that people out there in Blue Van Man Land realise that when you buy a packet of paracetamol, when you buy a packet of aspirin, when you buy some, anything in the pharmaceutical line, that bumpy stuff that you'll find on the front of the packaging or on the edge of the packaging is actually Braille. So a paracetamol box will say paracetamol, 500 milligram.
Would you like me to fetch your box?
Tablet.
Go on,
fetch your box.
Yeah. Let's educate the public.
Yeah.
You perhaps don't realise.
There's never enough Braille. The Co-op or the Coop are very, very good at brailing their food products.
Yeah, I've noticed that, Steve.
Yeah, so if you buy a sandwich, a cake, a Victoria sandwich thing, or a cream-filled sponge, it'll actually say on the side what it is, or on the front or back of the packaging. So that bumpy stuff that you see, or that you've often thought, well, maybe that's just patterning. It isn't. It's there for a purpose. But of course,
here we go.
Okay.
No, so man. Thank you.
That's one.
Show them the right way around. The paracetamol is the longest line.
I'm going to need my glasses on now because I can't bloody see. Right. I'll have to feel the Braille. Right, so folks, if you can see, I'm holding for the visually impaired out there, I'm holding this box of paracetamol up, and it is actually showing.
You read it left to right.
Yeah.
You got it the right way around, haven't you? Because otherwise it'll be a Welsh prescription or something.
Bell's Healthcare, it says. Well, I'm holding the box up the right way, so that's what. In fact, somebody sent you a message the other day in Braille on.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they typed it onto the comments.
What a thing to do!
And they did actually do it. And
shall I just say that you're showing them the right way?
Yeah, go on, mate. That's it.
Well, that's the right way round.
Right. So
and
if
you read it right to left. Yeah. So that's if you put it, I suppose, that way.
Yeah.
It's the.
Oh, it's on the side.
Voltarol. Yeah. Voltarol. It says there, Voltarol, first line.
So if I just hold that up to the camera, Sue.
Yes, that should be.
So that's...
Unless the camera turns it the other way, I don't know.
No, I think it'll show it. It'll show it as it's meant to be. But it's also got it on the other side as well, isn't it?
Yes, it carries on. It says back, a pain relief on the other side.
So there you go, folks.
So there's the paracetamol. It's that way around. Paracetamol is the longest line, okay.
So that's it.
It takes quite a few.
There it is. The paracetamol bit is there, look at the top.
500,
I need my fingernails cut in.
500 mg
tablets.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you the dosage, but it does tell you what it is.
No, that's where it falls down. It doesn't tell you the dosage, so you could take the old bloody packet and end up in casualty.
Yeah. So that is good. Is that what What else would you prefer Braille on, or would you?
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything. They can't do too much of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything. I mean, all your sort of pickles and jams and chilled products, chilled
They don't put it
food
in
products
on
like
tins,
bacon and
unfortunately.
cheese.
No, I suppose the trouble with tin is that would the label wear? No, they wouldn't wear away with
no.
it.
If they wanted to do it really properly, they
Yeah.
could do it on the actual lid.
Because they do put patterns. It's surprising how many jars and tins have patterns on them.
Yeah.
And you think, do you know, if you can do this pattern,
If you can do that,
could do
you can
Braille
do-
too.
Braille.
Yeah.
So it's an awful amount.
Do you have now? People will probably. I'm trying to learn how to do interviews and stuff. Is there different languages for Braille?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So
Very much
Braille
so.
is not a universal thing. There is. So an Indian Braille would be different to an English Braille.
Yeah. Or
There is a
foreign
unified
language
Braille code,
Yeah.
but I think the letters are recognisable. But some countries use different signs
Yeah.
to contract Braille, to make it smaller. Because if
Right.
you wrote Braille out in full, letter by letter, it takes an awful amount of space. So
Yeah.
we use what are called contractions
Yeah.
to make it take less space.
To make it
in other
take
words.
less space. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think each country has their own. America and England are unified.
Yeah. So you do you
But,
spell colour? I mean, we spell colour the correct way.
It would be
the
yes.
Americans.
No, it would be
sell
exactly
it.
correct, like
No,
we
it
do.
would be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Right.
None of this SOX for socks and all that
Right.
No.
nonsense.
Well, that's just a gimmick
No.
of a not a football team, a baseball team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
But we do shorten things down because it takes a lot of space, and it would take a lot of finger work, if you pardon the expression.
Nice.
To actually read.
Can I get round here?
Yeah, you can get round, so you're
That's
okay.
all right.
So I've got the camera set up near Sue's
No,
chair.
that's fine. It's just
But,
that I'm
So-
just
You could practically write a whole sentence
Yeah.
using
just
abbreviations.
getting you a Braille magazine now.
Okay, Sue. Yeah. Ooh, you got the
Oops,
camera.
sorry,
you did
sorry,
it. You
sorry.
got it in the
Oh,
end.
no.
You got it in the end.
Sorry.
That's all right.
No,
So-
that's from the RNIB, and it says new product guide at the top there,
Yeah.
and it says October 2019.
Yeah.
For editor, we've got a sign that's for an ED. That's the
Right.
first.
So it's just years of practice, isn't
Yeah.
it? And
It's
stuff
like
that.
anybody else would learn to read.
Okay, let's just hold that up to the camera.
So
Sue.
we would read Braille in the same way that somebody would read print,
So
except we can feel what we're reading.
basically, that to anybody out there in BVM land, it looks like the Enigma code. They haven't got a
Yeah.
clue.
And we thank Louis Braille for it, of course.
Yeah. Wonder where they got the name Braille from then.
Him.
Louis Braille.
I know.
That's the one.
I was just checking. There you go, see.
That's the guy. And we've
Yeah.
an awful lot to thank him for, and they went
Yeah.
on to use it for so many other things as
Yeah.
well.
Another question that was asked, I can't remember who asked it, I'm really sorry, is what has made the biggest difference to your life in the last few years? And without doubt, the biggest help has been the iPhone
Yeah.
and its ability to speak and its ability to do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say we're on an even playing field, but we are getting there gradually.
Gradually,
Yeah.
gradually.
You know, we can shop online.
We can.
We can use all the apps.
We can. We just need people who produce and maintain websites to please keep them up to date, and bear in mind that we use specialist software. So please contact the specialist software designers
Yeah.
who create the speech
Yeah.
products.
Yeah. We
And,
can,
to make sure we can all stay in line with each other, because if we're not careful, you go onto a website one day and it works, next day it doesn't, and it's been updated, and
Yeah.
you're stuck.
yeah.
And that's happening a lot. But
Does that happen
gradually,
with? Do you do online banking and that kind of thing, or
It's the same with online banking.
People do.
People
We
do.
just choose not to.
Yes,
No.
some people do, and it works extremely well.
because there is some scum out there who will actually break into your accounts, won't they?
Yeah.
That's right. I mean,
So-
a lot of a friend sat here the other day and checked her bank account online. I think she was with NatWest, and you have to have a passcode, of course, to register, so they know who you are. But she could also use a fingerprint.
Yes, yeah,
to
I've
log
got
in.
that option on my bank account.
And I
as
don't know
well.
whether I can with mine, but I'm going to find out.
Well, that's all very well until
So
you
with
click your finger.
the latest phones, the latest iPhones, are also bringing in facial recognition as well, which
Yeah.
again would be useful. And it saves such a lot of problems with websites timing out and apps timing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we use
so-
a PC as well, David.
Yeah.
That's right, we
as
use
you know,
both, yes.
as well as the iPhone.
Yeah.
We've had talking computers with speech synthesizers for
Oh, quite a long time.
about
Yeah.
25 years plus, and they
Yeah.
are really good now. So there's no screen on our PCs; it's all done with speech,
Yeah.
and it's different to what the iPhone does. But I should say the iPhone has revolutionised life for us.
It has.
I can only speak for myself, you know, and probably for Sue as well. You know, some people, some blind people who are older or not interested, don't
Or choose
want
not
to
to.
enter into this.
Well, that's
technology.
You have the
like
choice.
people of
Yeah.
today anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
older you get. I mean, my phone and my thing, my MacBook, I just shout at it sometimes, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter how loud I shout, it just doesn't want to
No.
work for me sometimes. I'm completely clueless.
And there's
That's
an
why I
awful
don't
lot to
edit.
learn. You have to learn how to do a lot of this stuff.
Oh, you
as
do,
well.
yeah.
It doesn't always come naturally.
Yeah.
So you need other people to tell you, or the manufacturers to produce documentation
Yeah.
to show you what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But,
it's all good, isn't
The
it?
iPhone talks straight out of the box if you want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody's iPhone would talk.
Yeah.
You know, you've only got to go to settings, voiceover, accessibility, voiceover, and just double tap on that or tap on that, whatever you do, and your phone will speak.
There you go then, folks, you see. You're all out there now.
So,
If you want to go into the that phone and see how it works for Unky Steve and Auntie Sue, just go, what you got to do? I forgot.
You go into settings, go into accessibility, go into voiceover, and turn it on.
Yeah.
And then when you're sick of it, you do the reverse and turn it off.
When you're sick of Stephen Hawkins talking to you.
Yeah, but you know, I'm sure people are aware of Siri as well, which
Yeah.
has nothing to do with blind people as such. It just happens to be that it's very useful to us.
Yeah.
But I know sighted people use Siri and whatever it is on the Galaxy phones, Google Assistant, you know, and all the rest of it.
Yes.
Just the same. So with the two, the world is.
And Alexa, of course.
And
We
Alexa.
say very
Yeah.
quietly, don't we?
Yeah, because you have to say Alexa, don't you?
Because
She has to
we've
bloody...
got
won't do it
three
because it's
altogether.
turned
So
Three of them. Do they sit there talking to each other at
You would
night?
be surprised.
Sometimes.
Oh, amazing, isn't it?
You can speak in here and one will activate in the other part of the house and you think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't speaking very loudly.
No.
What do you want? You know?
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean.
speech synthesis has revolutionised
It has.
the world.
Very
for
much
us.
so, and I use it for getting around as well.
Yeah.
A navigation app produced by Guide Dogs for the Blind and Microsoft called Soundscape.
Cool.
And I can turn it on and set off for a walk with the dog and it'll tell me where I am. And I think that's great because if it's
It
windy
is.
sometimes or it's wet or you're just not concentrating
Yeah.
well enough, you may just momentarily forget where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just reassurance really, even though I know my way around really well here.
But
Reassurance is great.
yeah, but we've always been interested in technology, and I mean, when I was a kid, I had reel-to-reel tape recorders. You know,
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
what happens if you thread
yeah.
the tape backwards? Of course, you know, and play with the sounds, play with speed variation, play with all sorts of stuff. I've you know carried that on to this day, but of course using software rather than reel-to-reel. I've done a lot of audio editing and stuff,
Yeah.
but that's maybe for another day.
Yeah.
Anything that annoys us, yeah, millions of things annoy
Ooh.
us.
Oh gosh, lots of things.
Nothing you can think of at the moment.
People assuming that because I'm standing at the side of the road with the dog, I may want to cross over the road.
Yes.
In actual fact, that's not quite true. Remember, if somebody can't see, the rest of them isn't affected.
Yeah.
Their hearing isn't affected.
Yeah.
All you need to do is to come and stand alongside that person and say, "Excuse me, do you need any help?"
Yeah, you don't need being grabbed hold of. do
No,
you?
no,
Anything
because that's scary.
No,
You
in fact,
imagine
yeah.
somebody just grabbing you,
Yeah.
and you're not knowing they're there. If they've
Yeah.
got quiet shoes on, you wouldn't hear them coming.
No.
That's
Yeah.
scary. I've had that before. It's really frightening.
Well, funny enough, I've actually got to go and interview a lady called Dr. Amy Kavanagh. and she's in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
She's got a campaign of don't grab, ask. I can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Right.
Damien, I am over 50. I am thick as shit sometimes. Well, most of the time. But I've got to do an interview with her to bring awareness to people who do just think they're helping,
Yes.
but don't realise they're being a pain in the arse because it's an invasion of your privacy and stuff, isn't it?
It is.
Yes, and it would be totally disorientating to be taken
It
across the other side
Yeah.
of the road, and you would not know where you were
Yeah,
and which direction you were facing in.
yeah.
So
It is. When all said and done, I mean, I get up for a piss during the night, and you know where you're going.
Yes.
You know where you're going. But if somebody put me in a different house and I got up for a pee about
That's
2:30
right.
in the morning, I wouldn't know where I'm going. I would end
No.
up peeing on June's head or
You'd
something.
fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
No, we don't want that.
No, we don't want peeing on June's head. We don't want me falling down the stairs.
No.
So people should actually think about these things before they
yes,
start.
I mean,
you know.
it's very nice, and please ask anybody. Don't be afraid to ask, because I've had people say to me, "Oh, I asked another blind person, and they
Yeah.
told me in no uncertain terms not to bother them."
Yeah.
And I would never, ever, ever do that.
That's another thing as
People
well.
needed
We're
help.
not the same.
No, we're not. We are all different.
It's like saying that all
And it's-
sighted people
that's
are the
right.
same personality and the same ability and the same. But we're not. I mean, we know people who are dead miserable who are give you a right
true.
gobful if you try
Yeah.
to interfere with their lives.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we know people who would be very, although they could do it, they would be very grateful of the offer.
Yes,
Yeah. And that is
that's
the
right. I mean, sometimes you're standing at the side of the road and the traffic's so bad you can't cross, and you think,
Yeah.
I say to somebody, "Oh, would you mind? That's really great. Thank you ever
Yeah.
so much."
Yeah. Another thing that really annoys is the assumption that if you can't see, you must be stupid. You must be deaf, or you must be intellectually challenged, shall we say. Now, to be perfectly honest and perfectly fair, there are some blind people that have got learning difficulties and blind people that are not quite as able-bodied or able as someone else. But generally speaking, we are just normal people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I laugh at the same thing that you would laugh at. I've got the same inspirations. I've got the same emotions, the same everything. It's just that we can't see.
Well, let's face it, Steve. There's some people out there who can see who are complete fucking idiots.
No,
Yeah.
you're shocked.
Yeah. And some people just don't realise that.
But it's
And,
lack of awareness. People don't realise. I mean, I've had people say to me, "I'm frightened to speak to you because you got your dog and your dog's concentrating," and I
Yeah.
thought I might
Yeah.
put you off.
Yeah.
I said, "No, please, by all means, and it is lack of awareness,
Yeah.
a lack of forethought, and unawareness of somebody else's situation."
Do you know the funniest thing that anybody's ever asked us? I don't mean funny in the way of amusing. I mean funny in the way of where did you get that from? Was one time a bloke that we used to know, don't know him now, I've been in his company for a long, long time.
Oh.
Is that it?
I hope not. He suddenly came out with,
Do you want me to go and take it?
"How do you know you haven't got mice?"
I will leave it. They'll ring back if they need us.
How do you know you haven't
Oh,
got mice?
that was really insulting.
We sort of like said, well, we
Actually.
check the traps regularly,
Yes.
Why?
We actually made a joke of it.
What?
I think people don't realise that if you have a disability, there are routines and ways of doing everything around the house,
Yeah.
of cleaning, of
Yeah.
using products to clean,
Yeah.
and knowing that when you've done it, you've done a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're washing up and you put your washing up in the washing up bowl with some washing up liquid and a dishcloth, and you rub the plate round and you can't feel anything scummy on it,
Yeah.
then you know it's okay.
Well, you let the dog lick it first, don't you? They completely clean it.
Now, don't you
Yeah,
start.
what do you think we've got the dog for?
But I mean, there are many obvious things. We use our hands for, our fingers for,
Yeah.
and our minds and our heads for.
You adapt, don't you?
That, yes,
That's what you do. You adapt, and
but it's
people.
not knowing that
Yeah.
it can be done that confuses a lot of
I will
people.
say, Dave, that all this joking apart, all this, your hearing's better, or
Yeah.
No.
your sense of smell's better, or whatever. Maybe but we just learn to
No,
use it.
you
in
learn
a
to use
different
them
way.
first.
But the one thing that I will say, if you've been blind since you were a baby, like us, is that your sense of touch is probably far, far greater developed than someone who's lost the sight later in life or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we yes, I will concede that we are very good at recognising texture.
Yes,
or whatever.
as you're brought up, if you're brought up with a family who spends a lot of time with you, they'll show you things.
Yeah.
And they say, "Here, this is a whatever it happens to be. I don't know, a car," and we'll tell you which model of car it is if it's a toy. Or this is, I mean, the simplest things. I mean, how do you recognise a comb and a brush and that sort of thing? Well, only by handling them.
Yeah.
But doing it from a very early
and
age.
doing it from a very early age. And then, of course, you know the things that are yours, and you put them away in the same place, so you can go and find them again quickly and easily.
We can only talk for ourselves.
Yeah,
can't we?
Yeah.
and we put little Braille labels on products and little sticky dots to mark settings on cookers and things like that, microwaves.
Yeah, it's
There are
like,
ways and means of doing all
of
sorts
course,
of
it's
different
like
things.
people will be saying now they've seen the Christmas tree on the screen. I can see it behind
Oh,
me.
right.
And they'll be saying, "Why have you got a Christmas tree?" Well, why the fuck not? What a
Yeah.
stupid thing to say.
Yes, no.
Well, we haven't done that sort of thing for a few years. And this time I thought, okay, we will.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've been doing that this year. I've got more Christmassy this year, and I do not know why. I don't know whether it's because I'm doing this YouTubing thing and I've been reviewing more Christmas products or what, but I have been a little bit more Christmassy, Steve. So there might be something about 2019 that's spreading.
We've done it in the past. We've had Christmas trees, big ones. That's only a baby one on the thing there. You know, it's about 18 inches high, isn't it? But we've had 6 feet trees and God knows what.
Pines all over the floor and everything, ain't you? You've done all that.
Absolutely.
So I think what we'll do, mate, we'll leave that one there because that's been a 20-minute
Probably
one.
bored everybody.
No, because the people are interested in this, and if they don't, I mean, look, right, if you don't want to watch this one, don't watch it. I mean, it's
fine.
I don't beg, I don't do this like and subscribe, I don't do all that shit because I don't want to. Because at the end of the video, if somebody slates it, I want the option to tell you, I didn't ask you to watch it. You watch it on your own accord. So
that's right. Can I just say though, in conclusion, that I think I could safely say, because we can only speak for ourselves as blind people. Other blind people have different experiences of life and different skill sets and all the rest of it, you know. But I think they'd all agree with me that we are more than our disability. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yes, definitely.
There's a big difference between blind Steve and Steve who's blind. Do you see what I'm getting at?
I got you,
It all depends which focus you put on first.
Yeah.
Blind Steve conjures up one image, maybe, or Steve who's blind because a totally different one.
I suppose blind Steve, when you go out, then you've got to be more aware because you are blind, but you've got to...
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is people's perception of... So what I'm saying is I'm more than the fact that I can't see.
Yeah.
The fact that I can't see is secondary to the person that I am.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Disability often comes first with many people.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. People will see you out as you when we.
They do with me. Yes,
yeah, if you go out, people will see you as blind Steve.
Yeah,
but when people get to know you, they'll know that it's the other way round.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say.
And they say, "Good morning, Sue. Good afternoon, Sue."
Yeah,
and that's it's not a barrier as such, but you know that has gone.
So I hope you lot out there, know a little bit more about it, and they'll understand a little bit more because that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we just. I'm going to try and do these little chats every month or so. I'll come round and see Steve and we'll just throw these chats in and just try to not educate you, but make you more aware of. Is educating and awareness the same thing? I haven't got a fucking clue. But we're just trying to make it more aware. I'm really looking forward to this interview with this Dr. Amy Kavanagh. To be fair, it's something I really want to do. And
if she wants to. If she wants to contact us, you know where we are.
Yeah, you're here.
You've got my permission to give her the detail. Yeah,
I've watched some. I've listened to some of her stuff, and she's really good. She's good. She's a good old gal. She's not that old, but you know what I mean. So look her up, Steve, and everybody out there. Dr. Amy Kavanagh. She's on Twitter. She's good.
Okay.
All right, folks. We'll leave that one there.
Yeah, cheers,
Say bye, folks.
Bye for now.
Bye, folks.